Hi, everyone. My name is Selena Alcover, and Shree and I are very excited to begin this series of career conversations with you. For our first topic, we wanted to talk about networking. Don't tune out yet. I know that this is a buzzword, and it's honestly kind of a given when you're talking about growing your career. But we are still seeing so many colleagues struggle with this foundational skill, which is why we have brought you an expert in this space. I'd like to introduce you to Brian Grimaldi. He is the VP of New York Corporate Affairs for National Grid, and Brian has made an extremely successful career on building connections, fostering relationships in order to obtain desired outcomes. And he was just recently recognized by City and State as one of the top 100 on Brooklyn's Power List for 2023. So, Brian, we have two questions for you today. When an employee is new to a company, first, we all know it's important for them to build a relationship with their direct supervisor, those immediate stakeholders. But once they're a bit more settled, it's time for them to grow their internal network. So, how would you advise a new employee on this?
Well, Celinda, thank you for having me. I'm happy to answer that. For me, engagement with your supervisor starts the process, but to do your job well within National Grid, you often need other groups and other groups, employees and colleagues to feedback, to plan, and to execute. And understanding how that system works and working within the parameters that are given to us to find a better way and make it happen every day, it is important to learn who you're working with, learn what's important to them, and understand how they communicate within their respective lines of reporting. So someone new to networking should understand what they need from these other groups, understand how those groups work and the most effective way to get information to and from, and set expectations. It's building foundational trust.
No, that makes sense. So, what would you recommend? So, once they've, established that internal network, how would they go about doing that externally? Is it the same process, or what would you recommend there?
It's much of the same. I mean, first, even whether it's internal or external, understand the objective for the outreach. Set a goal. Often, folks who we reach out to internally and externally have their own time pressures. So they'll want to know when the outreach is made, what's the purpose of the contact? What expectation should they have going into the conversation? And by what are the outcomes? What do we hope to achieve by having this conversation? And often, employees will look to have those conversations for the purpose of individual development goals or development plans, or they might need it to help advance their function. And understanding why they're having the conversation first and what they have to expect to get out of it is important.
Great. And how would they keep those relationships alive, both internally and externally?
So internally and externally, the reasons for keeping it alive are all the same. You have to maintain that relationship and talk to people when it's sunny outside. So when you need them on that dark day, you're not talking to them for the first time. Externally with key stakeholders, we do this all the time. We send them content. We send them news clips. We talk to them about our business objectives. We tell them the things that we're doing to advance our clean energy economy. We do tell them the things that we're doing with community involvement and volunteerism. So when that dark day comes and we pick up the phone, there's already a relationship and a level of trust in place.
Right. They'll want to help you. So, Brian, thank you so much for your time and advice. We ask for everyone to stay tuned we're going to be having a bi-weekly Career Conversations newsletter and also this monthly video series. And we really want to hear from you. So give us feedback on what topic you'd like us to discuss next. Let's talk and start the conversation. Thank you again, Brian.
Thank you, Selena.